4 at 5 continues right now.
This past November, for the first time ever, Scott Eisberg missed a high school football Friday night. Many asked why, but few knew. He returned to work a week later, forever changed. A heart attack survivor. This month, an apropos time for Scott to tell his story.
Rivalries mean more. Good evening, I'm Scott Eisberg. Let me be frank and truthful. I'm 41 years old, could afford to lose a few pounds, but in overall good health. Great wife, 2 kids, 11 and 7, super active, have always enjoyed my job. It's fall, it's crisp outside. Don't consider myself overly stressed.
This is why you do this, you know, and to say, does it happen all the time? Your story does not happen all the time, you know.
I've walked into West Ashley's Newton Family Medicine a million times. A patient since I started at Channel 4 18 years ago. November, my first time meeting nurse practitioner Zach Robbins. Sure glad I did.
Definitely stunned. And you know, given your age, given your health, totally stunned. I was even more stunned when we got the score back.
It started at this Stingrays game with my daughter Erin. Out of breath, chest tightening, walking to my seat. How? Why? Then it happened again outside. That would lead me to a visit that would change and save my life.
EKG was normal. Blood work was normal. There's nothing screaming at us that it is heart related, except for this increasing chest tightness during your exercise. So that combined with your family history and your high cholesterol, you know, you have enough risk factors there of, hey, let's get this coronary artery calcium score.
Scoring high on tests, never a forte, but a painless 5-minute CT scan of my chest producing my highest score ever. Not a good thing.
100 to 400, we're kind of at moderate, you know, risk for a cardiovascular event such as a heart attack. Anything 400 and above, you're at much, much higher risk for cardiovascular event,
Sure.
Again, such as heart attack. So you being 1800, that was extremely shocking in an otherwise healthy individual.
8 a.m. the next morning, November 14th, in a room with Zach and Dr. Newton. Seriousness setting in. By noon, at Roper Hospital, shaking hands with the hands that would soon be scrubbing in.
The elevated calcium score and the strong family history and then the new onset symptoms, you know, is very concerning that this could be an unstable process developing.
Stabilize me, Doc. Do what you've got to do. He did just that.
There might be an early heart attack developing. So based on that, we rapidly triaged you to the heart catheterization lab, which is the gold standard for diagnosing a blockage. Traditionally now we go in through the wrist, we call the radial artery, where we found, you know, a tight blockage in the proximal left anterior descending artery, which is also known as the Widowmaker.
Doesn't take a brain surgeon or a heart one to know what that means. I was a ticking time bomb. Those words, the few I remember from being on that table.
And we can see the blood flow into the heart arteries under a camera. We can see the blood flow into your heart muscle very accurately. And we can see if there's any blockage. And through that same catheter, if there is a blockage, we can go ahead and clean it out. In your case, we saw a blockage in that left anterior descending artery that was very, very severe, and we're able to open it up and put in a stent. And it should last you for life.
36 hours or so at Roper, a week at home, an entire life in front of me. I prefer telling stories about others, but
it went out of the court a little.
I hope mine conveys just one theme to you.
We want to prevent these catastrophic events from happening, and you know, thankfully, you listen to your body. You know, and I was able to listen to you.
Well, thank you for my stent. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm enjoying it so far.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're feeling better.